I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for the drive-thru. And I'm too sexy for my car seat. Too sexy for the groceries. Too sexy for the dry cleaning. Introducing the newly updated Camry. So stylish it could go to your head. I'm too sexy for the slow lane. Too sexy for the neighbors. Too sexy for the car.
Ah, the Toyota Camry, America's most popular car. Now, the Camry has been providing Americans with reliable, comfortable transportation for years, ever since the vehicle debuted in the early 80s. It wasn't until 1992 when the third generation became a massive hit for many consumers, which you still see many on the road today. The Camry, for the fourth generation, was the first one to claim the best-selling car in America status and lasted from 1997 to 2001. But let's go ahead and check out this 2000 Toyota Camry XLE V6 and see why this vehicle was so popular back in the day. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this Camry generation lasted from 1997 until 2001, and it was the fourth generation for the vehicle. Now, Toyota actually updated the vehicle in 2000. They gave it a mid-cycle refresh, and this included new exterior styling treatments such as these multi-reflector halogen headlights, and then you also got new taillight designs as well. And then on the interior of the vehicle, they added a few more features like a JBL audio sound system for the XLE models. And our Camry we have here is the top of the line XLE V6, and the V6 is an incredibly refined powertrain. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. I do have my lanyard attached to the vehicle. This is my personal Camry here. And you also do have your lock, unlock, and then your panic alarm is located on the back. Now, remote keyless entry was actually not a standard feature back in 2000. You had to actually step up all the way to the XLE model to get the remote keyless entry. It's a lot different nowadays. Remote keyless entry comes nearly standard on every vehicle. And this has the gray leather interior. You could also go with a tan leather interior. Now, the Toyota Camry is also based off of the Lexus ES. It shares the same platform with the Lexus ES back in 2000. You have your power driver seat with power climb. And if you wanted black leather, you would have to go to the Lexus ES. All right, now stepping on inside of the Camry here, it certainly is a throwback. No infotainment system, no head unit or anything like that. It's a regular old CD player, and you also do have a cassette deck too, AM, FM radio. Pretty simple here, despite this being a top-of-the-line XLE. But the biggest news was that you got wood grain interior trim, and then it had automatic climate control, which was a big thing too. Those were the luxury options back in 2000. Much difference from vehicles nowadays. And you do have a key illuminator at night. And what you're hearing there is a 3-liter V6. You had a full leather wrap steering wheel that came on the XLE models. Commuter transmission, 4-speed automatic transmission with lower gear selection. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the headlights as well as the hazards. Let's go ahead and check out the exterior of the Camry. Automatic driver's side window. Let's go and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors. 16-inch alloy wheels. Now, with the vehicle that was selling nearly 350,000 units per year, you really needed to have a vehicle that appeals to the masses here, and the Camry did just that. You have halogen headlights with daytime running lights. They also added daytime running lights back in 2000. All right, now powering the Camry here is your optional powertrain. It's a 3-liter V6 engine. Now most Camrys back in 2000 were going to come with a 2.2-liter inline 4-cylinder. That was the most popular choice. But either way you go, they're both incredibly refined and incredibly reliable. Now this V6 engine produces 194 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 209 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM, with EPA estimates being 17 in the city and 25 on the highway. Toyota also recommends to run this V6 on premium fuel and not regular unleaded. But we'll see what this baby could do when we hit the road later in the video. Competitors of the Camry back in 2000, of course you have vehicles like the Honda Accord. However, I would certainly choose this generation Camry over the 98 to 02 Accord, as the old Accords had transmission problems. Now also you did have the Ford Taurus back in 2000, not the Ford Fusion. Nissan Altima was still there, and then you had the Chevrolet Malibu, Volkswagen Passat. You could also look at the Chrysler Sebring and the Mitsubishi Galant. Now trims of the Camry back in 2000, you had the base CE model, then you had the mid-trim level, which was the LE, and then the top of the line XLE, like how we have here. All of your basic power necessities, power windows, power door locks, and your power mirrors are located right here. Now I really do miss when vehicles didn't have a whole bunch of technology going on here. I mean, probably the biggest thing back in 2000 was a CD player. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of going on, and I really like it because it takes me back to simplicity and takes me back to the 1990s, which I really like. But anyways, the Camry, in terms of interior quality, has Toyota's old way of build quality, and that's a good thing. I mean, everything in here feels tightly put together, and it feels like really nothing is going to break inside of here. I mean, I'm just really impressed of the way that Toyota built their vehicles back in the 80s, 90s, and even the early 2000s. It wasn't until the mid to late 2000s when Toyota started slipping in terms of interior quality. But as you can see here, there are no panel gaps. I mean, I can't even pull this thing apart. In the new Camrys, you could certainly do that. Everything inside of here is just well built, and materials are all soft touch on the upper door panel, mid door panel. It's hard to the touch on the armrest, but however, it's not the plastics that they use nowadays. I mean, this feels like a fairly high quality material. It doesn't feel like the chintzy, plasticky feel that you'll see in newer vehicles nowadays. And up here, it's all soft touch, and it feels really nice. Overall, very impressed with the interior quality of this generation Camry. Now coming to the stairwell design, I mean, it's fairly basic looking. Basically just have cruise control, and the biggest thing that they had was a leather wrap steering wheel back in 2000, but they didn't add steering wheel mounted audio controls until the 2002 Camrys. Up here you have a manually dimming rearview mirror, and you also find your sunglass container and your sunroof controls. And everything works inside of this vehicle. I mean, this Camry only has about 62,000 miles on it. I mean, I bought it when it had like 59,000, and I always take care of my cars. The leather in here is also in superb condition, and the seats are really comfortable inside of here. They're really soft. They don't provide a whole lot of side bolstering, however, they're very plush. As you can see, they feel pretty much like a couch. Thigh support is also pretty good too. Visibility in this Camry is also really nice. There's lots of glass area all around, And it's pretty to see out of the rear too. It's a very squarish kind of design, which is a good thing. Down here you also find a little storage cubby. And then down here you have your dual cup holders, as you can see, and then your parking brake. And then right here is your center console. And coming to your climate controls, we do have automatic climate control. They didn't add dual zone until the 2002 Camry, but this came on the XLE models. Then you also do have your front window defroster as well as your rear window defroster. AM, FM cassette deck here. A 6-disc CD changer was optional, but overall fairly basic. I mean, I don't really need to explain anything here. And here goes your glove box. Coming to the gauges and the instrument cluster, we have a full set of gauges here. And look at that, only about 63,000 miles. Really low mileage. I mean, this thing is going to last forever. And then you have your tachometer on the right, speedometer in the center, and then on the left it shows you your coolant temperature as well as your fuel gauge. All right. There's also plenty of interior space inside of here, and I found a pretty comfortable driving position. I didn't have a problem with that. And I think these Camrys were just the right size. I mean, this is a true mid-size sedan. I mean, a lot of the vehicles nowadays that claim to be mid-size sedans are actually pretty large cars. All right. And let's go ahead and shut down this Camry. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Like I said, it does also have a JBL audio sound system inside of here, which came on the XLE models. And in this Camry, it sounds pretty good, I have to say. The 2000 Toyota Camry for a little test drive here. Now, like I said, this has the V6 engine, and most Camrys back in the 2000 would come with the 2.2 liter inline 4-cylinder. But let's get one thing straight here. These old Camrys drive nothing like the newer Camrys. In fact, they don't even drive anything like a newer vehicle. I mean, I really prefer the way these old Camry drives over any other newer vehicle. I mean, it's just impressive at how Toyota was able to build such a reliable car that's also extremely smooth, extremely comfortable, and extremely quiet. I mean, I've never heard a car this quiet in my entire life. This car is just, I mean, it rides amazing. It's just, I don't get how Toyota did it, you know? And being very extremely reliable at the same time, it just impresses me in many different ways here. I mean, the ride is so smooth and so comfortable, you can barely feel any road bump. And I previously bought a 2004 Honda Accord, if you don't know by my video, one of my previous videos, that I bought a 04 Accord that had transmission issues, and the transmission was about to go out, and I already put like about 1,000 miles on that car, and then I had to trade it in for something else. And you know, I was like, you know, why not get another Camry? You know, I had a Camry before, they're reliable and I just trust them. And just like what I thought, I mean, this Camry hasn't let me down so far. I mean, it only has 62,000 miles on it, and you know, these old Camrys they'll just keep going, you know, as long as you do the regular maintenance. I mean, they'll just keep going, especially these old ones here. And you know, it hasn't given me any problems. I put about 4,000 miles on it, you know. I gave it an oil change and put some new tires on it and said, you know, it's all good to go. But I expect to drive this thing for a long time, and you know, that's not a problem with me, because I really prefer the way this Camry drives over the newer ones, because they ride a lot smoother, they're a lot quieter, and they're a lot more comfortable too. And you know, I'm just really impressed with this car. Now, if you are a car enthusiast, you're not going to be impressed with this car like me. I mean, unless if you like cars like me where they're very smooth, comfortable, and quiet. I mean, personally, I'd rather have a car that's very comfortable and easy to live with on a daily basis, since this is my commuter car. But I mean, if you're a car enthusiast, this is probably not the car for you, because the driving dynamics, I mean, this car is really easy to drive. I mean, anyone can pick it up real quick, you know? But, you know, this isn't really engaging to drive here. But it's a car that, you know, anyone can pick up real quick. You know, it's not going to offend anyone. And, you know, the V6 engine is extremely quiet. You know, and especially when you start the vehicle, you can barely even hear the engine running, especially this Camry that we have here. And, you know, it doesn't offer a whole lot of driver engagement, but, you know, it is what it is. This is a car that appeals to the masses, and not everybody is a car enthusiast. So, but I really do love this car, and I really wish that Toyota, you know, would go back to this way for their driving dynamics. Now, as far as the power goes with this V6 engine, one thing that it doesn't have is the power of the newer V6 engines. I mean, there's still plenty of power on tap here. I mean, 194 horses isn't bad, especially for this size of vehicle, but it's not impressive by today's standards, you know. Back in 2000, it was pretty good though. And the 4-speed automatic transmission we have here never hesitates to shift. I mean, this transmission, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it. Compared to the 1998 to 2002 Honda Accords, this was a much better transmission. It was much more reliable than Honda's transmission. And Honda's transmissions were known for going out and having failures at around 100,000 miles. So overall, I think if you're looking for a vehicle that provides a very luxury car-like ride quality that soaks up road bumps very well, is extremely quiet, and also is easy to live with, the 2000 Toyota Camry will not disappoint you here. If driving dynamics aren't important to you, the Camry literally will not disappoint. It's one of the best cars ever built if you're not a car enthusiast. Materials and the build quality do follow through in the rear. So leather wrapped on the door panels. And you will find rear adjustable headrests, and these seats do fold down back here. Alright, now sitting back here in the Camry, you will find dual map pockets. There's plenty of legroom and plenty of headroom too. It's fairly comfortable back here. And you also do have a rear center armrest. Your cup holders are located down there. Newer cars have cup holders that are integrated into the armrest. And the seats are just as comfortable as the front ones, nice and plush. Alright. Plenty of trunk space inside of here. And the rear seats do fold 60-40 split. And XLE models came with the powered passenger seat with power recline. So with its very smooth, comfortable, and quiet ride, its impressive build quality, its easy to live with nature, and its excellent reliability, it's really not hard to see why the 2000 Toyota Camry was one of the best-selling cars in America. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.